Alright, so we're back. Let's see what we got. Backstory. Let's look at this. For us, there is no victory, Snake. There lived a man who was a legend among mercenaries. A man who put together a formidable unit of soldiers of fortune, long before the advent of private military companies that dared to call itself a nation. A man who, with his nation at his back, made an enemy of modern capitalist society and the world. This is his story. I guess I can read this. I mean, if you guys don't want to see this, like, I can go past. We're not mercenaries. We're not a foreign legion. MSF's a business, a new kind of business, another. Known by code names such as Snake and later Big Boss, he proved himself as an agent of U.S. Special Forces Unit FOX. But a certain incident spurred him to part ways with the military, and he is said to have roamed the world's war zones as a gun for hire. In 1974, Snake and his partner, Kazuya Miller, were running a small mercenary outfit in Colombia when they were visited by a man claiming to be a professor from Costa Rica's University of Peace, for Peace. According to the professor, there had been several incidents involving a mystery armed group of Costa Rica, a country without a military of its own. The professor was accompanied by one of his students, a girl named Paz, who had been abducted and assaulted by this group. The professor and Paz offered to hire Snake to drive the group out of Costa Rica. However, Snake saw through their deception in an instant. Okay, that's Paz. My name is Paz, and I will do anything to protect my namesake. The professor was actually a KGB agent, and the armed group in question backed by the CIA. The Cold War was no stranger to such overseas clandestine operation between U.S. and Soviet agents, but the CIA's motives were mystery. Paz had escaped from one of the CIA's group facilities with a cassette tape. On it was the voice of the woman known as the Mother of Special Forces, the Boss. With a popular song in 1973 playing in the background, it was reasonable to conclude that the recording was made recently. Snake was stunned. The Boss was supposed to be dead. What was she doing in Costa Rica? I didn't even know the Boss was a woman. I do it for the girl, for Paz. The Boss was Snake's mentor, and the only woman he ever loved. But 10 years prior, Snake was forced to take the Boss' life as part of a mission, a bitter memory that still haunted him. Despite realizing that she simply could not have survived, Snake was unable to turn the professor down, telling himself he was intervening as a deterrent for a defenseless country, as well as to honor the virtue of Paz's name, Peace. Snake departed for Costa Rica. Once there, he ran into a unit of Sandinista National Liberation Front that had fled Nicaragua after rising up against the pro-American Samoa's regime. These rebels had become targets for the CIA group, who killed their comrade and left the unit in shambles. Sorry if my reading is horrible. Everyone treats me like a child. I couldn't stand it anymore. Chico. Snake rescued the Sandinista of that shit and invited them back to Mother Base, the new offshore base of operations provided to them by the KGB. The following commandate's children, Amanda and Chico, saw something of their hero, the Geneva Snake, and grew to idolize him. This triggered a rapid expansion of Snake's forces. However, he was still no closer to discovering the CIA was really up to in Costa Rica. Okay, so they joined him. I believe in peace through nuclear deterrence. Snake then encountered Huey, a wheelchair-bound scientist being forced to work for the CIA. Huey revealed the CIA's terrifying plot. They were developing a system by which, following radar detection of an enemy nuclear launch, an AI would analyze all available data and automatically execute a retaliatory nuclear strike at appropriate targets. Although designed to increase the power of nuclear deterrence, the Cold Man, the CIA's Central American Staff Chief, planned to actually launch a nuke to demonstrate the effectiveness of the automated retaliation. This demonstration was only 5 days away. Snake rushed into the development lab to stop their AR from being completed. Okay, so this seems like the whole story. Yep, it is the whole story. You've left everything behind: your country, your identity, your past, and ideals, but there's still one thing you haven't let go of: Miller. Upon infiltrating the lab, Snake was greeted by the voice from the tape, that same voice of his lost mentor, but this was in fact the voice of Retaliatory Systems AI. Oh, its developer, Dr. Strangelove, had selected the boss, the so-called guest soldier who ever lived. Oh, greatest, why I say guest, as the AI's intellectual model. However, succumbing to personal obsession, Strangelove had deviated from the researcher's original purpose. Not only had she reproduced the boss's voice, she was on the verge of bringing her psyche back to life in AI form, driven by a bizarre kind of love. What if the boss could truly be revived in every detail, if only in AI form? Snake hesitated as Strangelove's idea touched his sense of loss. His guard down, Snake was immediately captured. The boss AI was completed, and the Peace Walker, the nuclear equipment walking battle tank housing this retaliatory AI system, went active. I was made to fight. I am a gun. Snake fought in vain as Peace Walker prepared to fire the nuke, but in the face of the catastrophe, it was ultimately a machine that saved mankind from nuclear annihilation. The boss AI sank Peace Walker to the bottom of the Lake Nicaragua, stopping the launch. With the crisis behind him, Snake took advantage of his recent mobilization to continue Mother Base's expansion indefinitely. Snake understood that the AI had acted to save the world, but that did not change the fact that the system based on the boss's mind had chosen at last to lay down its weapon. As a weapon himself, Snake felt the act to be a rejection of his life. Undeterred, Snake and Miller invented Dr. Huey's and Strangelove invited to Mother Base to develop Metal Gear Zeki, a bipedal weapon they eventually equipped with a nuclear warhead, suddenly making their unit a nuclear power. This place would no longer be my heaven. Paz. Meanwhile, Mother Base took in Paz, already an orphan but now left without even her KGB benefactor following the end of the crisis. However, this was all engineered by an intelligence agency known as Cypher. Under Cypher's orders, Paz got close to Amanda, Chico, and the others while exploring more and more of the base, secretly plotting to hijack Zeki. Her objective was to use the weapon as a bargaining chip to force Snake into becoming the military arm for Cypher. Paz's attempt failed when Snake defeated Zeki and she was thrown beneath the waters of the Caribbean Ocean. It was only then that Snake learned Chico had fallen in love with her. A diary she kept while on the base was discovered several days later. It revealed a young girl torn between serving Cypher and following her heart. This is Chico. Cypher's holding me on the US military base in Cuba. Chico. Perhaps due to Paz revealing the existence of Snake's nuke to Cypher, the International Atomic Energy Agency contacted Mother Base to request that it agree to a nuclear inspection. If word got out that Snake's unit had a nuclear weapon, it would face severe criticism from around the world. But Huey, acting on his own, informed the IAEA that Mother Base would allow the inspection. His reasoning was that as long as they kept Zeki and its nuke hidden from the inspectors, they could demonstrate to the international community that they were not a threat. The option to call off the inspection having expired, Snake and his men reluctantly got preparations underway. Meanwhile, Amanda deployed to Cuba to assist the subordinates, Sandinistas. Learning that Paz had survived, the timing could not have been worse. Suspecting her of turning her back on the organization, Cypher had captured Paz and was interrogating her at the US military base on the southern tip of Cuba. Chico learned of this and set out to save Paz by himself. It was not long before a radio message from Chico reached Mother Base saying he too had been captured. I know it hurts right now, but it will be over. It would all be over soon, Paz. With an idea as to Cypher's true identity, Snake could not allow what Chico and Paz knew to fall into their hands. Furthermore, if he could rescue Paz, he might be able to get information from her that would help him fight back against Cypher. On the eve of the nuclear inspection, Snake made the decision to leave for Cuba.